Hello bodybuilding fans, it's James, and today we're going to look at the top 5 legendary posing moments in bodybuilding history. And all of these moments are in no particular order. Alright, so coming up we have the legendary victory pose performed by the late Sergio Oliva. The victory pose is an iconic pose that you rarely see in modern bodybuilding these days. To pull off the victory pose, Sergio had the low inserting lats that tied into his small waist, and he had great forearms, long biceps, and it just made this pose flow so well. Lee Priest also hits an amazing victory pose with those crazy forearms, but who could really hit it like Sergio did? Next up, we have the vacuum pose made famous by the one and only Frank Zane, the king of aesthetics. The vacuum pose makes the waist of the bodybuilder disappear, and it gives off an aesthetic look to any physique. Call me crazy, but I personally prefer the vacuum pose of Chris Bumstead, but during that time, Frank was a master of the vacuum, and the pose was almost synonymous to his name. Now that we have the most aesthetic poses out of the way, let's arrive at Jay Cutler's quad stomp. In fact, I can't remember anyone else hitting this pose. Jay made it his own, and that's why it was so iconic when he hit it at the 2009 Olympia. Jay's quads are not only big, but they were deeply cut as well. Next is the legendary posing routine of Bob Paris, a bodybuilder from the 80s who embodied the term aesthetics. Bob was truly a master poser, and every movement he made on stage was so graceful, so fluid, and effectively showcased all the strengths of his physique. In an era of amazing posers such as Lee Labrada, Darren Charles, and Melvin Anthony, just to name a few, Bob's posing is talked about the most, even till this day, when people talk about great posing. And finally, we have the crucifix pose. In my opinion, probably the most iconic and legendary pose and moment in bodybuilding history, given the context of the situation. Cal Skazlak, who took 5th place at the 1978 Olympia, responded to his placing by posing like Jesus at the crucifix, and it was such a creative and unique way to express his feelings about the situation at the time that it became an iconic posing moment in bodybuilding history. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome content. Bye bye.